Hello, and welcome to another episode of Don't You Have Anything Better to Do? Don't you have something better to do? Don't you have nothing better to do? And we have special guest Maxie today. Maxie is my beautiful buff tabby. Say hi, Max. But yeah, I'm Chris Donley, ChrisDonleyMusic.com, lovelag.com, criticcity.com. Bunch of music, all that good stuff. I'm currently actually putting up every original release I'm putting up on my personal BandCamp page. So I'll put the link in the bio if you wouldn't mind. And also do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, and help me get the word out. I'm just having fun talking to some old friends and some musicians that I miss and haven't talked to for a while and that I like and respect. Right now, we're waiting on pretty much the one of the biggest voices out of Columbus in the last 20 years. Um, I was actually told to contact him in the late 90s if I wanted to get down to Columbus with my band Sindust. And I did. And we've been friends ever since, pretty much. So the one and the only Mr. Tom Cline will be joining us shortly. He was in such bands as Fringe, Noise Auction, which I'm representing right here. And right now, he's still doing Acoustic Mayhem, and he'll be telling us about his new band, Broken Habits, in just a second. And as Tom Cline unmutes his microphone, there he is. Look at that guy.
What's up, brother?
Hi, Tommy Cline. What's up, pal?
Oh, man, just working. Me and Seven are at the shop, just doing our thing.
Tell him I said hey.
Donley says, "What up?" He says, "Hey."
Hey.
You're real excited, like Seven, you know.
That's all good, man. How you
What's up,
doing,
man?
brother?
Brother, I'm fantastic, man.
You
Doing
look
great,
good.
dude. I gotta tell you something, Donley. You write so much. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay. You write so much music. It's so ridiculous. Like the amount of music that you write and record is like unheard of.
It's just because I have problems. That's all. It's cheaper than a shrink at the end of the day, pal.
Don't we all? I understand.
Yes, sir. But do me a favor, Tom. Tell everybody just a little bit about yourself. I did
All right.
already. I mean, about like, kind of your past bands and everything, but I left most of the gory details up to you.
Some of the meat, left a little meat on the bone. All
Yep.
right. Well, my name is Tom Cline. I hail from Columbus, Ohio, and I've been playing music here for, 25, 30 years professionally. Me and my partner slash guitar player and Broken Habits own a screen printing shop in Columbus called New Market Creative. That's newmarketcreative.com. We can print all your gear. Any of you bands that are looking for new gear, hit us up. But yeah, I have a band now called Broken Habits, and that's what we're promoting. We have a show April 19th at the Newport Music Hall with Boba Flex. So some of our old buddies, and last year it's pretty cool because last year we were first, just kind of, cutting our teeth again, getting out there and doing some things. And then this year now we're direct support. So this is going to be, a lot of our not old. Hold on, let me rephrase.
Age, the time's not real, Tommy.
Some of our friends that have stuck around with us for a long time will be, we'll be in front of more people that know who we were and the bands that we were in, like Noise Auction and Cringe. And Cringe is when you and I met.
Yep. I chatted about Cringe a little bit. You guys are, you're kind of Columbus royalty back in the day. So
those were the days.
Those were the days. And if anybody does want to know, I've used Tom and Seven's company, and they do amazing work. So contact them and get some print work done. You know what I mean? It's good stuff. I don't know. Let's see. Like I do have some questions, just for fun, Tommy. So like this, I always ask everybody, or I have been asking everybody. I've only started this week. Do you remember like the exact moment in your life when you realized music would be such a huge part of it?
I do. I have a story like that. It's so when I was I don't know. I was probably 4 or 5. Probably like some of my first memories were sitting. We lived in Grove City, Ohio, and I remember sitting in a high chair. So that's how young I was. I remember mom playing Big Bad John on the radio. Remember that old song, Big
I
Bad
think
John?
I think so.
Yeah, so she loved Elvis and the Doors, but she loved country too. So she played Big Bad John, and like I remember, like I still remember the effect that that song had on me, and there was something magical about that. And then after that, my stepdad was played music, and they would rehearse at the house, and so I was always around live music, and I always wanted to be a part of it. It just affected me, but when it really happened was high school band for me. Like I started out on
Like
the
in the
trombone.
band, like in
Yeah,
the
like high
okay,
school band. Yeah. So I started out on the trombone, and they didn't have enough drummers, so I switched to snare drum, and
dude.
it's all downhill from there.
That's what I did, man. That's
I
crazy.
seriously.
I just wanted to like the high school went to Cedar Point every year, and I was like, I just want to go to Cedar Point. So I
Yeah.
played snare drum, and it was fifth and sixth grade, and finally junior high we got to go to Cedar Point, and they left me and my friend. They forgot
At
us
point.
at Cedar Point.
Jesus,
Yeah,
that's funny.
that's a
So
great story.
that is a great story. I remember that. Like we went to when I was in high school marching band, we went to Orlando,
Oh, you
and
guys went big time, huh?
yeah, like the school that I went to when I moved down to Florida. Like I moved down there my eighth grade, second time in eighth grade. So we moved to Florida, down to Port Charlotte, Florida, which is on the Gulf, and and like I had already started. I was playing in band in seventh grade, and that's when it starts to get serious. Like that's when I first learned how to do all three parts of a drum. You know, like bass drum, snare, and hi hat.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I moved down there, I joined the band, and then I got really heavy. I mean, the marching bands in Florida are real competitive, so it's kind of like that movie Drumline.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it was really really competitive. So we had a huge band. It took like 3 charter buses to get us around,
Wow.
and yeah, and it was real serious. So I played tenors, the four drums. Well, actually, I started
Oh,
on tritoms. That's how old I am. And then it went from 3 drums to 4 drums, and then the next year it went to a Scott tom in the middle, and now they have actually 6 drums on that little thing that they the harness that they carry. So
yeah.
I did that, and then I actually dropped out my junior year and went back and instructed for a year. So I was a drummer like all through high school, and then I moved up to Columbus when I was like 19 or 19 or 20, and because the I was playing in rock bands down there, but like you had to travel all over Florida. Like they don't have like a city like we do, you know, like where there's
Right.
multiple clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to play, you had to go to, you know, Daytona or Orlando or Tampa or whatever to play different places. So I moved back to Columbus to join a band, and actually wound up playing drums at Shadowbox Cabaret.
Hmm.
It's like a theater troupe up here, and it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a local Saturday Night Live.
It's still around too.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
it's
nice.
downtown. It's like in the German Village. But I played drums for them, met a guy, and went on. But anyhow, I guess back to the original question was it was probably marching band, high school. You know, like
Okay.
where I really got serious about music, and I think that was because the school was so serious about music. Like,
Right.
you know, just like that's where I learned like taking a part and just breaking it down and killing it. You know, over and over and over until it's you
So
know.
did your stepdad like teach you guitar, or was that all on your own? And like when did you become singer? Like,
He did like so. I don't know if I'm even still yet a good singer, but but I yeah. So he had this Gibson flat top, you know, country. I was raised on old outlaw stuff.
okay,
So he said, if you can, when you can play 3 chords, like I'll buy you a guitar. And he you know did, and that's when I started learning tab and how to play other songs. And so I'm in high school band. That was probably ninth grade or so.
okay,
So I'm playing drums, but I'm also learning guitar at this time. So,
cool.
which like you know, I'm multi instrumentalist. So and it
Yeah,
helps when you're writing songs. You know,
I'm
I
not
just
very good at any of them though. I'm
me neither.
decent. You know what I mean?
I decent at all of them. I can't do any one of them real good.
Whatever, dude. There's something about you. That's why, you know. people gravitate toward you. That's why
Thanks,
we
man.
became friends because we're both screwed up.
Yeah, I think it's the same, right? We've got that. So whatever that
That
is, that
flaw, right?
people, yeah, people seem to dig us, and
Well, I don't know about me, but I know you're still
oh,
doing good.
they
But
sure do. What are you doing now? Are you still doing
recording and writing a ton of stuff. I
are you still doing the cover stuff where you have your friends do it? Because
um oh that actually yeah. You still want to sing on one?
yeah, dude, I'd love to. And now I've
Okay.
got Logic and everything at the house, so
Okay.
I could just sing it at home, and you can take it and
Okay.
fix
Yeah, I'm
it.
finally getting around to getting those mixed. So I've been stockpiling. I mean, I think I recorded like 150 covers that I sent to my buddy, and then some of the ones that are guest appearances and all that stuff. And in the meantime, I mean, I wrote enough. I'm going to be working on a new solo record, so maybe I'm hoping to do another trip, uh,
That's what I mean, dude.
maybe across the country.
You always have 20 things going on. Oh,
Uh,
you had mentioned that cross the country thing. Did you did that once? Did I lose you? I'm sorry.
no,
No. Did you do that with the acoustic thing? Didn't
yeah,
you?
I mean, it depended. I did like 30 shows in 35 days or something.
Right.
And like as far south as Chattanooga, and then all the way out to San Diego, LA, and back, which was
Wow.
it's just awesome. And it honestly was another selfish thing, right?
Yeah.
Just
Right.
got to I went out and got to see a bunch of friends that are stashed around the country,
Right. Yeah.
stay with them, and
It's funny how we make friends like that from playing, and then you stay friends with people over the years.
I just
But
wish I could be doing more, and keep in touch better.
yeah,
That's my fault, I'm sure, but
it's
life
hard.
happens.
It's easier now, right? With with Facebook and stuff. I have a friend, my friend Ron Bourne, who we met, and when I moved to Florida, that like I was talking about, and through MySpace, we still talk to this day. Like he's still my best friend, and like
Awesome.
he's it's just great. Like, but I like when you did that tour, I always knew from when we toured or whatever, that it doesn't do any good unless you go back. So is
You're
that
right.
kind of like? Were
Well,
you meaning to do another one, or was
yeah.
that just you wanted just the experience of seeing if you could get out there and do it?
No, I mean I was hoping to, but honestly, it was I had so many good gigs that were so close that it didn't make sense financially yet. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
So
Because we got to still pay bills, right?
yeah, and Tom has Acoustic Mayhem as well. So if you're in Columbus, I mean, you got a couple different rotating guys, or is it mostly
Yeah.
Dave and
Yeah.
who's mostly rotating
Yeah.
now?
Well, seven. I'm playing with seven now, but you know what's cool about that is when I first started doing that acoustic stuff. Like I can't even remember. It was like 2002 or three. There wasn't a lot of it going on, so
Mhm.
it's really built over the past 10, 15 years,
Yeah,
to where there's a lot of us, and I think some of that is what like bars don't want to pay for the full band or whatever it may be. Um, I kind of was lucky to find a troupe of guys like Elliot and Seven and Dave Tipple
yeah,
and Steve Shaponiak who plays violin. Like I found this group of guys and we all kind of play the same thing. So if this guy wasn't available, we do this, or then those Dave and Elliot got a thing together. I was Acoustic Mayhem, so they made an acoustic rehab, and because that's everybody needs rehab after playing with me for a few years.
no,
Seven can attest to that.
no, you guys been together for a long time, man.
Yeah,
Started a business together.
yeah,
It's
dude, it
got to
was
be a
really
good
cool.
friendship.
You know what's funny is like we played in the band and I was drinking at the time, and like Seven finally had it with me. He was like we both were like it went our separate ways and he started a band called Grindhouse and they did well, and but then I got sober, and a part of getting sober is making amends with some of the people that you hurt. So I went back and was able to make amends with him, and like literally right after that happened, we talked about doing a business where we were gonna just do graphics and brand people,
Right.
and
That's
then
because people like Seven's an amazing artist. He's
oh
done
yeah,
a bunch
seven
of
hat
Critic City t-shirts.
right.
He did
He
this
just
little
did.
t-shirt. I don't know if you
Oh
know.
yeah, I like that band. Nice. Thank you. He just did the Puddle of Mud record, the new album. Somehow is putting a record out. So,
I hope
uh,
he gets better, man. Hopefully he's
yeah,
all right.
me too. I do. I really do. That's a sad situation. But yeah. So we were able as soon as we started talking about that business. The lady who owned Cater Printing,
Amy,
Amy,
Amy, yeah.
yeah, she hit 7 Up and was like, "I want to retire. I want to, but I don't want to sell my stuff off. I don't want to go through the hassle. If you guys can come get this, you can have it." And
Oh, wow. I
yeah.
didn't know that.
So Amy gave us her company, all of her
Dude, that's
clients.
amazing.
Yeah, it's insane. Like we can never repay her for that. And we've been in business now for 3 years. Say hi, Seven. What's up?
What up, dude? How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you? So
I'm all
yeah,
right.
it's we've been in business now for 3 going on 4 years, and like it was just like how do you repay a gift like that? It's just the kindness of her.
Yeah.
She is an amazing person. Amy Wynn, Wynn. Thank you, Amy. If you happen to see this, like we couldn't thank you enough. But anyhow, it's doing great. What a great business for band guys to have is a screen printing business.
Hell yeah, man. And the fact that he's such a good artist too, it's like in-house.
Yeah.
You don't
So
have to
yeah,
go
right. We don't have
outside and
stuff out.
everything. That's pretty cool, man. Get your t-shirts printed with Tom and Seven.
Please,
Do you
please.
remember
www.newmarketcreative.com.
right
Oh yeah, you got it right there.
there? I don't know, whatever. You remember what was the first album you ever bought with your own money? Do you remember?
Oh, you know what it was? I actually had to. I was in Florida. I had to have a guy buy it for me. It was Rage Against the Machine because,
Really?
yeah, that was like all the other albums I ever had. No, that's not true.
You had Thriller.
I bought Slippery When Wet. That was
Okay.
my first cassette that I actually went to the store and bought.
Yep.
And you know what I did? I back then we had cassette tapes, and so I would play it, write the words down, and then for all the songs I started doing this. Paul Revere from Beastie Boys, like I would listen, write them down, listen, and then I would sing them back. So thinking back on what your original question, I guess, man, that was like third or fourth grade, when I was doing that. So I wanted to be a singer then, you
Yep.
know.
It's awesome.
I just like the attention, I guess. When it all comes down to it, I wanted to show that to mom and dad or all my friends.
You still feel that way? Because like I've gone in weird shifts where I was like total introvert. Then I was like a whole, I could make friends with anybody at the party, and now I'm back to I don't want to leave the house most of the time.
Right. Well, dude, you know what I think that is? I think that is it's because the amount of attention that you can get when you're in a band and you're singing and stuff that you want to go in a hole sometimes. You just don't want to be not that I'm anywhere close to being famous or
Right.
any kind of status like that, but I mean, I couldn't imagine being Eminem, because like you said, like we like to go, I like to get out, I like to do all this stuff, but then man, I am a homebody too.
Yeah.
If I'm not playing a show, I'm at home in a Critic City shirt watching
Whatever.
No, I mean I have a bunch of them because since we printed them,
Oh.
I got the collection.
You got the rejects, huh?
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
the funny part is even his rejects were good. Like,
Right.
like Amy printed one of his designs for us back when we were Via the Sun, and
Right.
she did it on like a weird fabric, and she's like, "Hey, do you want this?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" And that's the one I kept
Yeah.
because
Right.
it was different than everybody else's.
I
But
love those. We get a lot of those.
if you could sit in with any recording session throughout history, who would it be? What album? What band?
Uh, for me, man, my son's name is Trent. I'm like probably one of the biggest Trent Reznor fans. It would either be Trent Reznor or Prince,
Okay.
but I think I'd be too afraid to even try to sit in with Prince. So I would try to hang with Trent if I could. But I love electronics. I don't know what it was. I just broke up with a girl in ninth grade, and I was like, it was because I was crushed. It was like my first like true like real love or what I thought was real love.
Cline crushed.
Right. And this dude, I swear he came up to me on the corner and had a trench coat and like opened it up and he gave me the Pretty Hate Machine.
Oh,
And dude, I sat in my room, like just broke up with this girl and lit candles and like cried for, like that is the best because you'll go through all the emotions in that album, like where you're like, you, and then you're like, why? I love you. So,
so is Trent, you're like, if you had a biggest influence, that's Trent?
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, Trent, I love him, and like the also like I love what he does because like I said, a multi instrumentalist. So I love to write scores. I'd love to write like do what he's doing. You know, like
Well,
where he.
you did that you did a couple scores and soundtracks. Do you want to talk about a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, we did. There's a movie called I don't even know what it's called now to tell you the truth,
It's not
but
out yet, right? It's
it's been out.
the
It's
jousting
like
one.
it's 8 years, but like I guess that happens in LA. Like seriously, like it takes them forever to get movies gone
Right.
through. And
Right.
but yeah, we did some music for it, and like you submitted some music for it, but
I never
that
heard
whole
anything.
process was cool. We had a director come out and Hector Tinoco, and he did the whole thing. They rented the gear, and we did shot this movie at Haunted Hoochie out here. It's like this, it's this insane haunt that you can walk through,
Hmm.
and so that's what the movie's about.
What was the one about the jousting or whatever? What was that one?
Oh, Tilt! I forgot about that. Yeah, I totally forgot, man. So yeah, my buddy AJ, he shot this. He toured around for 2 years with a jousting company called Tilt, and filmed all of this stuff. So I was able to submit some music for that. And like, I'd love to follow up on that. Right now, I'm just so busy on writing music and doing the Broken Habits. You know how that is. But like, anytime I get a chance, I'm writing some kind of, something at home.
Well, you put your solo album out. What was that?
15, I think.
2015.
Yeah.
Are you gonna put any other solo albums out?
I don't know. Seven and I have a couple of songs. I have like 50 ideas, like that are just sitting there, like that have a verse and a chorus.
Hmm.
A couple of them I've used in Broken Habits, but I probably will. I'm so busy. We're also doing a cover band called Off the Record. So I got the acoustic thing. I've got like a rock. You know how this is because you do the same thing.
Well, I don't do the cover band anymore.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, Pop Rocks was
Pop
done
Pop
in
Rocks was so
2017.
amazing though. That's when you brought me to Put in Bay when you were doing Pop Rocks and you were like real involved in
No,
the.
I brought you up in 2006 or 7, dude.
Was it really?
Yeah, but those years were blurs to probably
Yeah.
to both of us.
I was drunk from about I got drunk one night at Put in Bay and stayed drunk for about
10
15
years.
years. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
That's the place to do it.
and you're going back up this year, huh?
Yeah, man. I mean, well, I got sober a couple years ago, and then I just decided it's kind of you don't want to be in the belly of the beast when you're trying to change your ways and put that stuff behind you. So I just thought was easier. And Kevin Daly, who
Daily.
runs the Boathouse, he was super cool about it. He just understood, and he was like, Tom, your spot's here when you want it. And so I called him this year and was like, "Hey, so is that spot still open?" And he gave me 3 dates. It's pretty cool. Me and Seven are going up one weekend, and then Elliot's coming up from Florida. And we're going to kind of do 2 reunion shows there at the Boathouse.
Nice.
So
Very
and
cool.
maybe I'll send you those links, and maybe we could throw them in here.
Okay. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm
So
not I mean, I don't know how many good times you and I had up there and
you I want to ask you something. Do you remember our like deep-hearted talk we had that one night I came up and I think we were both solo on the island. And I came down, I think you were playing on patio at Ed's. And we went to like Fishbowl. We went somewhere and we sat and talked, man, and had dinner and like it was just the best night. And we were both just hammered. So
that's usually the case up
there,
there.
there was
Back
probably,
then.
but there was one night where we like really connected, and it was just a lot of fun. And I think it was because we were just going through hard times in life, and we just, kind of found each other at Put in Bay, and we were like had our bromance for an evening. So.
So if you had unlimited budget to record the Broken Habits album or your next solo album, and you had to pick of the litter, like whoever you wanted, who's your guy or girl that you're gonna have produce it, record it, mix it? Who is that?
Dude, I think I would love for Butch Walker to do it.
Really?
Like, yeah, dude, I love Butch Walker, and not only like I love. So he's one of those musicians that I really adore, like you. Like you're one of my favorite musicians, and he is like, because he's such a he has such a range, you know, he
Right.
like he did Seven Dust and really brought something to the table with them. But
Oh yeah.
Bushwalker, that'd be fun. I just think he'd be a cool cat to hang out with.
He
So
does. He seems like a nice guy. Like if you saw
right.
the Rick Beato interview,
Dude, how cool is Rick Beato?
he's
Like
awesome.
yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's just like there's something about it where he's kind of just chill and monotone, but you know that he's a beast. You
oh
know,
yeah,
like you could like hum a note and he'd be like, "Oh no, yeah."
right. That's a A7 diminished minor
Right. Yeah.
45.
Yeah. And it's a little flat.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. That dude's just. I'm so happy for him that he's
I don't know his
crushing it.
history. What was he from? What did he play? Was he
He
always a studio guy?
he was in a band in Atlanta, I guess, and that. But in the meantime, he was like recording bands and they. I think they might have got a deal, but nothing happened with his band's deal. I think they were called Millionaire or
Millionaire.
something.
Oh,
Billionaire.
dude, Seven's like a
Billionaire.
history buff on
There you
music,
go.
like, for
Yeah,
sure.
dude.
Yeah, it was like early '90s.
But was he? Did he just become a producer then?
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Yeah, but he's
Did he-
just cool, man. I mean,
Just learned it on his own.
Yeah.
and honest, you know. That's the I like the fact that he does like critique new stuff and brings a lot of the older stuff to the table, and
Right.
it's
Yeah.
just
The Nuno Betancourt with him was
oh, that one
amazing.
is amazing too. Yeah,
My favorite part about the Nuno Betancourt one was when he got a chance to play Eddie's guitar. When he tells that story, he was like, "Here I am, I'm on stage," and Eddie goes, "You want to?" And Nuno was like, "I'm gonna sound like Eddie," and he picks up the guitar and he plays, and he's like, "I sounded just like Nuno."
right.
Like
Uh,
it's not, it's the person, man. We're born with it, you know.
Agreed. Like Maybelline.
Yeah. Maybe you're born with it.
I think my favorite was Robert DeLeo. He just
Oh,
seemed
right.
Too.
he just seemed like such a mellow dude, and like he was just excited about talking about music. I love people that
Right.
like because I'm a nerd like that too, where it's just like
Yeah.
talking about music, we're talking about this art and everything. It's just like, yeah, no
I think
wonder.
Yeah, him and his brother. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No, you're
I'm
good.
ADHD. Sorry. Him and his brother are like two of the most underrated, talented guys,
Agreed.
just because of the theory that their songs come from. You know, like I love like the song "Tangerine" by them is freaking amazing, and it's just a B-side song.
Well, this is like the third time that STP's been brought up, and just this, you're my sixth or seventh one I've done. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I kind of, for some reason, as a kid, lost interest after Purple, and then just a couple years ago, I went back and I got the entire catalog. I'm like, what am I doing? They never wrote a bad song, and
It's
like they're the kings of tone. And the
yeah.
fact, like Eric Kretz is one of the most underrated drummers too. He's just so solid and
Right. What is
just
it? Chicka chicka ba. He's got all those like.
he's just awesome, man. That
Yeah.
whole band. I went and saw him this past summer with the
I
new
got a
singer.
chance. Yeah, I got a chance to see him too. I thought it was cool, man.
I
You
did
know.
too. It was
Yeah,
great.
I thought. I mean, if you don't like, you want to judge because we're such fans, but like he's doing what he can. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he's not Scott, so you have to really. I had to tell myself that and like flip a switch and be like, this is cool. You know?
But I mean, he does sound like him, and he
Yeah.
still almost looks like him.
Right.
I can't imagine trying to fill the shoes of like a bigger band singer. Like it's
Yeah.
almost impossible, you know?
Especially how good his voice was in the early years, and like it just amazing. What a tool that guy had, like a gift.
And the stage presence too.
Yeah, and that's one of the ones, that what a it's so tragic. It's kind of like we were talking about Wes. Like it's just a tragic thing to watch in the public eye. Like when Scott came back and then he was, they'd be like, "Oh, he was off on this show. He's on heroin there." And you're just like, "Oh, you're just watching the plane crash and you're just going, God damn."
Right.
So,
It's kind of another reason I hate social media, where it's like everybody's a critic. Well, hence Critic City, but also it's just like I wish we'd get back to a point where we, wish for good things to happen to other people. If you don't know them, even if you don't know them, not just wish for everybody to crash and burn. Like it's
right.
such a strange, like, I mean, there's tons of my friends that are musicians that are crushing it still to this day, and I'm like so like proud and happy for them. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, I mean, I get what you're saying because, like, me and Seven were just talking about this the other day. The fact that we're up there in age, and I was at the Newport watching a local show with my fiance, and I was telling her all about it, and it was literally 2 weeks before Sean and the guys from Boba Flex hit me up and said, "Hey, do you guys want to play this?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm playing the Newport again at 50, 49,
But
and I was just,
don't you feel like it's different now though? Like
oh,
when I
it's
was a kid,
completely
like
different.
50 was ancient. Like my grandma and grandpa was ancient. You know what
Right,
I mean?
40 was, I thought 40 it was over. I never
Yeah.
played music again after 40.
Like the fact that the Golden Girls were supposed to be in their late 40s. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh Jesus, yeah.
I mean, I still,
I never thought of that, Chris. That's actually up.
well, and it is, man. It's like, I mean, you got, J-Lo today looking better than everything. And it's like, I don't feel any different. I feel like I'm still 25. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I do the same thing, and I look in the mirror and go, who is this guy? That's so crazy. And then, um, but then, like, the music hasn't stopped. Like I thought it was going to, and I actually took some time back and didn't really play for a few years, especially when COVID hit. We just kind of, what we were doing for kind of a living with the playing acoustic out and all that stuff just went, you know.
That was, yes, it was a hard year, but I mean, I tried to, that's when I bought my own setup and rig, and honestly, like
I remember I
I've
did.
been more productive now. Like,
Yeah, I see the positive of it too, but I meant like financially though that
oh
year,
yeah,
right?
oh yeah, dude,
So
it was tough, man.
I like seriously, my friends and fans and family like got me through that by like doing what you did, where we just get on there and play, and people were kind enough to give us money.
Right.
What a gift that freaking was. I mean, it got me through. You
Yeah,
know,
agreed.
So, and now, like, I'm just going back to what you said about like how negative everything is. It's so easy because you see all the bad stuff because that's what people like. They want to watch the house burn down, right? Well, that's what brings us to like broken habits. The like our focus is just like mental health. Like a lot of my recovery. That's what my lyrics are about. But the idea of it is the same. It's like instead of I'm not writing. I'm not dark and evil and mad about stuff anymore. It's not like I'm writing about rainbows and unicorns, but at the same time, I want to tell a positive story, and I'd love to help my fellow man.
Right. I'm with you, brother. I
So,
dig it.
you know, I don't know if many people know this, but I was the host for local stuff on 99.7 The Blitz for a little bit,
I
and
I
it was
remember
fun.
that.
Yeah, it was before I went to school, audio school, so I didn't know how to run a board or any of that stuff. So the guy that was running it with me hated it. It was kind of like a punishment for him, almost like he had to he had to do it with me. But
Whatever.
I would love to do something like that again here, like where I can bring some local bands on and play their music and do some stuff. So that idea is in amongst the other 10 ideas I have, but I really did have to focus in on broken habits. My fiance is just like, do you remember me? Like, because I have the shop and I have the band, and then I go to meetings and stuff to stay sober. So it's just like my days are so full, and then I just became a grandpa, Chris.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. Like
Nice.
a little over a month ago, my daughter Trinity.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Cohen Allen Davis,
Because
and
you got what, four?
I
What
have
is
three. Yeah,
three? But
yeah.
they're
I
all
I
grown,
helped
aren't
raise
they?
five.
Okay.
But my ex-wife and I had five kids together, so like trying to be in a band and do all that stuff, and doing the things that I was doing. Man,
Well,
I'm grateful to be where I'm at now, to be like a positive present influence in my grandson's life. So
good.
it's
Well,
pretty neat.
don't forget to take time out for the lady though, man.
Yes, and you know what?
Make sure.
That's the thing. It really is hard to like she's so supportive too, like where she's like,
Did you
you
meet
know,
her at a show?
I actually she came, yes, I met her through, she used to come and see me play. So
So there you go. So she
she
knows,
is
she's aware.
she is my biggest fan. Like she literally has like some of my old songs on her playlist, but
Wow.
she's like the most amazing person, and like she's so smart and in business and just everything, and it's just wonderful. But like she's seen behind the curtain now, you know what I mean? Like it's so funny because she used to her and her late husband used to come and see us play, and now that she sees it, like she's like, God, do you have to play that song, that same part 20 times, 30 times? Can you put your headphones on?
It's
But
not as
she's such a
glamorous as you
fan.
think, right?
And yeah, it is. It's an amazing thing to have somebody that's so supportive. So I'm grateful. And she teases me about it more than anything. She's just like, "Well, are we gonna get some time tonight?" But it's pretty amazing. Everything that I have going on right now, Chris, is so weird because we have the shop, we have the bands. It's all really a gift because I should be dead, with I mean, the way that we used to go at it, and when we were ripping and roaring, as they say.
Dude, my
Yeah.
line used to be, "Let's see if we can die tonight,"
Right.
like
Like literally try.
I was literally like, death can't take me, It's
Yeah.
like, so now that's why I only drink a couple times a month and I'm alone.
Yeah. Right.
No, I mean, think
That's
about it.
enjoyable.
Think
I
about
wish
it.
I
When
wish
when
I
we
could do it.
when we were going, I mean, we were binge drinking like how many 25 nights a month, you know what I mean?
Easy, right? Yeah. So pretty
And
much every night, because we were playing 4 and 5 nights a week back then.
right. I mean, I
And then
still
we were on Put in Bay or at some kind of, cool
right.
event somewhere, Louisville playing, Phoenix Hill Tavern.
Yep. I don't know, man. I don't.
But
I
you know
think.
what? The good thing is that was my point really, was that we made it out. And there's some of our friends that didn't,
Yeah.
and that's crazy. So, and the people, like, it's so cool that you can sit and have a few beers. That's what we're supposed to do as a responsible adult.
Yeah.
But for me, it just wasn't that way. And I have an allergy to alcohol that when I drink it, I break out in handcuffs. So
I like that one.
yeah.
What's your top five bands of all time there, Tom Cline?
Dude, I said two of them for sure. It's
Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, Nine Inch Nails, Prince. Prince has just always been, God. I remember riding to school in the fourth grade and listening to him, but like hearing Purple Rain for the first time on a school bus in the rain and just being like,
And knowing
I,
now that that was live in one take is
right,
amazing.
just how amazing he is, and that he was a kid, at the time. But so let's see, dude, that's actually hard. So Nine Inch Nails, uh, Prince. Uh, Man, Papa Roach would be on there for me. I
Really?
love Papa Roach,
All
dude.
right.
I actually saw Papa Roach when they were just handing out flyers and it had just a roach on it and a date. And I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen promotion wise. And then I got to see him at Little Brothers. Do you remember that place here in town?
Yeah. We used to play
Yeah.
Little
So,
Brothers.
yeah. So I saw them down there, but I love them now. And so Papa Roach, I'm only three deep. Motley Crue would have to be on the list for sure.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, I was definitely a big 80s guy. And then, man, you know what? Blue October. I love Justin
Really?
Furstenfeld. Yeah, and it ties in with my recovery and stuff. Like, I've
Wow.
really become a huge fan of what he does.
He's sober too, right? Like,
Yeah, and their message is all about recovery. It's pretty cool.
mm,
So when you go to a Blue October show, it's like that, and we have recovery in our music, but it's not all about recovery. I don't think that that's what the band is, but
right. It's
there's
not.
definitely a positive message in it.
Well, good, man. I dig that. All right. If you could join any band, it wouldn't change their sound, it wouldn't change anything. You just got to join the band. Who would it be? Nine Inch
Papa
Nails?
Roach.
Papa
It
Roach.
would be Papa Roach, yeah.
Are they still like the original members except for the drummer?
Yeah, yeah,
But the drummer is with them has been with them for a long time, right?
yeah, he's been, yeah, for a long. I think the first drummer only did the first two albums.
Okay. I wasn't sure. What's a song you wish you would have written?
Purple Rain
Okay.
or Hurt. The Nine Inch Nails version, not Johnny Cash's.
Don't you think that? I mean, I understand what they did with the Johnny Cash version with the A minor, but it was just like that dissonant. Dun, dun, dun.
That's what made it for me, right?
Me too.
Yeah, that dun 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 dun.
Right.
Yeah,
It was that.
right.
That's me too. I'm
So,
with you.
right on.
Top 5 albums, top of your head.
And I feel like I'm repeating myself, but Pretty Hate Machine, Purple Rain, probably, what was the one with Home Sweet Home on it?
Theater Pain.
Theater Pain. Yeah, that I lost my virginity to that album.
Did you really?
TMI. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. And then man.
Like when it came out, that would have made you like 9
Yeah, I was like
10.
No, I was like 14, 13, 14.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it had already came out, and I was listening to it
Okay.
on a cassette player. And then let's see, uh, dude, I'm horrible at this. Like, I don't know the names of albums anymore. Actually, Marilyn Manson, probably Antichrist Superstar. Love that album.
Okay.
Um, and I'm gonna go with Depeche Mode. Yeah, that's the one, the big
No
one.
way.
Yeah,
The big one.
dude, I loved, for some reason, electronics have always like had some kind of effect on me. You know, I've loved like all the Duran stuff back in the day.
But Broken Habits is more of a straight up rock band, isn't it?
It is, but we've got like I'm putting keys and we run to tracks. I got keys in there and stuff. So,
Cool, cool.
but yeah, it is more straight up. It's me, Seven, and Shorty, all from Noise Auction,
Right.
and then our drummers from a band that was called Infidel that was kind of big around Columbus area.
Cool.
So
Yeah,
real
give Shorty a smooch for me.
I will. He'll
It's
be
been
happy
too
to know.
long.
I wish he could have been here.
What date is that show again, by the way? Broken Habits, Newport?
So it's April 19th at the Newport Music Hall in Columbus. We're direct support. So we actually have tickets right now for $20. So it's like $21.50 if you do it, and I can leave them at will call for you. So
Yeah,
if you contact,
email me the link for that. So
okay,
what
yeah,
day of the week is that?
it's Saturday actually.
Okay, yep.
And it's cool. Boba Flex are our friends. We've been playing with those guys forever. Like Cringe and Boba Flex used to tour.
I
And
remember.
like they're really good friends of ours. And it's real cool that they're doing the Boba Flex thing again because the band broke up, and then now they're just doing select shows. So it's gonna kind of have that Al Rosa vibe like it back in the day, because it's gonna be all the old fans that used to come to the Al Rosa, and we're real excited about this show, and we're bringing the heat on this one. So,
How does that feel driving by that area?
dude, it's the worst, man. It's like one of those new like apartment buildings that have the little. It's so weird driving. I actually avoid it if I can.
Really?
Yeah, so I get to see Rick every now and then running around town, and it's just like you just know that like a thorn has been pulled. Like I don't know how to describe it. You can just see the loss and the sorrow in it. It's just sad. He worked on that thing for so long, and then the tragedy happened there, and then after that, I mean, it still ran for a long time, and did well, but yeah, man, what a story that place is.
Yep. Do you remember the night when we played with you guys and you quit after the show?
Yeah. Actually, I think I quit during
during the show. I think you
and
did.
then went off stage, came back on. We tell that story all the time. I threw the mic down. Was like, "You guys, I quit." And it was, dude, alcohol is a bad drug, and whatever else I had in me that night. Hey, man, I have to say thank you for thinking of me for this. Like, I'm so stoked in life right now because of where I'm at, and like just happy to be sober, and I'm happy to have I'm playing with a bunch of my friends, my brothers, people that I love, and Broken Habits is cool. The Off the Record thing is awesome. We're playing at the Newport. It's just we're having a lot of fun with it. So thank you for letting me come on and talk about it.
Dude, it's all good, brother. It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Think on let's see. What's your best memory of being in the music scene? If you could pick one, if you remember one, because
right, I like how it is, dude. Just like flipping through the index. Man, I wish I would have kept more stuff, and I would have like
Really?
thought about like the people, the famous people. I've never been one of those name dropper kind of people. Like I'll hang out with people like I did drugs in a van with like the guy that replaced Randy Rhoads, and like I don't know if we could put that on there, but
I don't care. I'm not.
we played a show.
Kids.
We played a show one night, and we were playing at a strip bar first of all, and then Joel Hoekstrom, right? And then what was the other guy? Brad Gillis. So Brad Gillis was the guy who took when Randy passed. He was the one that took his place, and everybody was booing him and like, what a hard thing. But anyhow, they came into the bar and they liked the band, and we went out and did some drugs. But that's not my favorite memory. My favorite memory is like the coolest thing that happened to us. We were playing Blitz Bash Here in Columbus, there's a radio station called 997 The Blitz, and Ronnie Hunter is one of my best friends that works on the station. She's like local rock royalty, but she was at this venue. They got us onto one of the Blitz bashes at that venue Polaris that was down like up north in Columbus. And like we got to play the show, but then we got like all the treatment of a rock star. That was the first time that we had like courtesy delivered on a forklift to our trailer, to
Right.
our RV, and they gave us backstage passes and tickets. So we're backstage and we're getting our food, and it's just us, a couple crew guys, and they've got this amazing like spread, and we're all eating, and we're all kids, and we're like, this is amazing. And Scott Weiland walks out. And he's got a white robe on, and he's got his hair like in a
The
twist.
towel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's like over picking at some food, and he sits down with us. And this is when we were in cringe. So I've got Ryan and Matt. We're still like 16 and in high school, and I'm like 22.
Wow.
And Scott Weiland like sits down with us and starts talking to us. It's like, "What's up, guys? Who are you guys with? Blah blah blah." And so it was such a cool moment, and I was trying to be cool, but the kids just kept peppering him with like, "What's it like to be a rock star? Do you
Oh
do
no.
drugs?" And he was like, "All right, guys, have a good
See
show.
you
See you
later.
later."
Right.
So there's so many times like that where I've got to meet these legends that I just was too drunk, or I just didn't like take pictures or do those things because we were trying to be cool. We were trying to be
Right.
them, right?
Yeah.
So that's like one of my favorite stories, and also one of my biggest regrets that I didn't like pay more attention to that kind of stuff. But
I guess,
no.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I kind of go out of my way to not ever meet anyone because
Right.
I'm not, no, not like that. I meant
I
like
understand what
any
you're
of
saying.
my idols or like people that,
Sure.
I'm
Because
just,
what
I'm
if
scared to
they're
death
not
that
what you think?
if they're a dick and it's like, oh,
Oh, dude, yeah,
that was my band, that was my dude. So I
I
honestly, I
get
try to
that.
take myself out of most situations like that if it was to arise.
You know what? I can't say I didn't take advantage. I took so much advantage, like in a good way, of the opportunities that we were given, and I was just really blessed, man. Like what a cool career I have. And my daughter and are talking about writing a book, like just about like, because how many of like you're a me up there, and I'm you down here. Like there's so many guys that are so talented that really got a little bit of recognition but never never went all the way, as they would say. So
Well,
we were
that's,
we were
but
still successful,
exactly.
yeah,
Success is what you define it yourself. I mean, the fact that we're able to do what we want, and that you have your own business on the side. I mean,
right.
I've been able to play professionally for 12 years now, or something like that. It's like I'm
And
able to pay
look
the
behind you,
bills.
like I love your setup. You have music like
Oh,
just
thanks.
surrounding you. It's so cool.
Thanks, bud.
I'm actually in the shop, so
Yeah, I can see that, man. That's awesome.
Amy Wynn, thank you so much.
That's right.
But
I
well,
guess last but not least here, Tom Cline. Last good book you read. Are you a reader?
dude,
Because I going back to you and your daughter want to write a book. I last night I had my buddy Joe Newcomer on,
oh, right on,
and he
yeah,
has his own publishing company. He's a
yeah.
writer. He's put out his own books, and I'll put you in touch with him
I would love to be in touch
because
with him.
they're always looking for good stuff to put out, man.
Because Scotty Prince just put something out, right?
Scott Paris, yeah,
Got Paris. I'm sorry. Yeah, I
yeah,
always called him that. Actually, he was always so kind. I always
because he's
called
a
him Scotty
sweet
Prince.
guy, right? Because
Yeah,
he's
yeah. He
almost
just
too
let me call
nice.
him the wrong name for so many years. Like I love
Right.
that dude.
Yep.
But yeah, I would actually love to meet that guy because this is something that I'm actually writing down, like trying to remember my life story, and that's so hard to do. Like go back and like think things through, especially through the drunk years, because there's just like black times where I'm like, what happened there? So,
I'm with you,
but
man. I
I'm
will
so
definitely
happy
put
I'm not
you.
there.
If you, what would do? Are you a reader though? Like,
Oh
do
yeah,
you
so
read
my
much?
favorite book. Yeah, sorry. We let's see. So R.A. Salvador. When I was a kid, like we were super poor. Like if you had the poorest kid in school, I was his poor cousin. So so we like grew up with no running water for like 3-4 years, like
Wow.
outhouse, the whole deal. So my escape from all that was reading and books. My grandma taught me that, and like gave me books to read, like Huck Finn and stuff. So I always loved the fantasy stuff. Like I've just been a fantasy fan for years. And R.A. Salvador is he does Forgotten Realms, and he does Drist, and like there's this dark elf. Like I'm gonna sound so
Dude, no, you're not.
here's my
Because
nerd, dude. Here
no,
comes
not
my
at
nerd.
all. That's what we were laughing about last night. Because he's all into like you probably love his stuff. I mean, dystopian, like futuristic,
Yes, love
not
that stuff
quite
too.
sci-fi, but it's
Right.
just it's twisted enough where it's like not.
Kind of Robert Jordan-y, Wheel of Time kind of stuff.
He loves, like we were talking about, Philip K. Dick, and like
Oh, nice.
how much recognition he's finally getting and everything. But
Yeah. So
well, I
we're like I love that kind of stuff, but his name's R.A. Salvador. That's my favorite guy. But it was an escape for me from those, from that time.
gotcha.
And I just carried on. I'm reading like 5 books right now. Like
That's awesome.
I love reading.
I've been trying to, like, every episode I do a tribute or see what's. So in honor of Columbus, we got to do Black Tooth Grin for Dime
Nice. That's so
right
cool.
there.
Hell
So,
yeah. December 8th. Yep.
Yep, dude, I was supposed to be there. I know you were too.
I was there.
Oh, you were there.
I was there. I went and I did. Do you remember those acoustic nights I used to do at CBRs downtown? Yeah. So it was a Wednesday that happened. So I went to the show to see my buddy's volume dealer play, and they said it went from like the greatest night to the worst night, obviously, because Dime and Vinny were on the side during their stage, like banging their heads and like rocking out. And then I actually left to go do CBRs, and everybody was coming back to CBRs for the after party. And we started hearing the news, and people started calling and stuff. So horrible. Yeah. I wasn't there, so I'm not trying to claim that I was there.
I know what you meant. You stopped in and then
just to see my friends, and I had so many people affected by that. Like that night affected our whole scene so huge.
Oh, it did. Well, Rick was kind of the godfather of Columbus too, for the most part, wasn't he?
The Alrosa, yeah, it was such a bad thing. It was a bad thing that happened at an amazing place. That was our home. That's where we cut our teeth. Rick was like, I actually called him Dad. Like, it's still, when I see him, I say Dad, But like the Alrosa was just a part of all of our lives, all the way, you guys up in Cleveland, people from Indianapolis, everybody came to the Alrosa. So I miss it. I miss that whole vibe.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, Tommy, I'm going to let you go, brother. I appreciate you spending the time with you.
Yeah, man, this has been fun. I feel like we need to talk a little bit more after doing this.
We will. After this, we'll chat, and I'll have 7 on too sometime soon. But
okay,
everybody check out Tom Cline. Let's see, Acoustic Mayhem. We got Broken Habits, that show on April 19th at the Newport. I'll put the link below.
Thank you.
Check out New Market Inc. Put the link below, right?
NewMarketCreative.com.
New Market Creative, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Whatever. New Market Creative.
We actually call it New Market Inc. as well. So because we have vinyl and ink that we do. So anyways, that's my business, my sales pitch.
That's my boy Tom Cline. And if you feel so compelled, subscribe, like, share it. ChrisDonleyMusic.com, lovelag.com. That's what I've been doing most of my personal stuff. That isn't Critic City, and CriticCity.com.
I'm a huge fan, Chris. Keep it up,
brother. Pal. I put out the Siamese Dream tribute. I put out the Weezer Blue tribute last year.
Right. I listened to some of that, yeah.
And I got Jane's Addiction, Mother Love Bone, and Comsat Angels this year.
You're going to do Mother Love Bone? Can I please be a part of that? They're one of my I can't believe I didn't say Mother Love Bone. That's like one of my changing from the 80s into the grunge era. Mother Love Bone. Oh, Andrew.
Were you Mother Love Bone or Pearl Jam?
Mother Love Bone all the way. And then actually I was like the guy that was mad that he wrote a song called I'm Still Alive. Like I was acting like that was about Andrew Wood, which it wasn't. But,
right.
But back then I was a kid and pissed off about it.
I'm with you, brother. Temple of the Dog is on my list to do too. So
Jesus Christ, I just skipped over. I skipped over the '90s, bro.
No, you didn't. No, you're good, brother. Well, thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. I wish you had something better to do, but thank you for joining me on Don't You Have Something Better?
Good luck with this thing, man. It's cool.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, buddy. I'll see you later.